Hello! Hello! It's Dreadlocks Questions and Answers 16, Dreadlock Q&A 16. As usual, I bring to you questions that you've left in the comment section of previous Q&A videos. I would like to point out, if you were not aware, that in the description of this video you can find all the questions listed out. So if you want to know ahead of time what questions are coming up, you can look at them there. And also on lazydreads.com, down the right hand side, there is a little link in the navigation section, would be on this side for you, that says Dreadlocks Q&A, and on that page you can find a list of all the Dreadlocks Q&As that I've ever done, along with all the questions. So if you were looking for a particular question and wondered where I'd answered it, you can find it there, and you can also look to see if a question has already been answered before you ask it again, if you were worried about that. First question from Brandon Diebold. Question: what's your take on hot tubs / pools? Okay, for us in the northern hemisphere, I guess we're coming out of a pool season, but swimming pools and hot tubs. You're going to get chlorine in either of those, so if you go swimming in a pool with your dreads, I mean you can do it, but you're going to get your dreads kind of all sticky and goo with chlorine. It's sort of a tacky feeling you get in your hair afterwards, and it's perfectly fine, but you're going to want to wash that out straight away afterwards. It kind of feels nasty. After I've swum in a pool, I want to really properly wash my hair, and by that I mean not with the push-to-go showers you get at the pool. I'd want to properly wash them, because it takes quite a while. It takes a bit of extra soap and rinsing to get rid of the tacky feeling of the chlorine from a pool. And then there's also, if you went and swam in a public pool and then washed your hair there, then I wouldn't really want to have to try and then travel home with my hair still dripping, because I like to, spend a little bit of time on it and use the blow dryer and stuff. So you can swim in a pool perfectly fine, and but it's just a bit annoying. Hot tubs, I wouldn't put my hair underwater in a hot tub. Hot tubs are kind of, I don't know, a little bit gross. Sit in a hot tub, do what you want, but I personally would not put my hair underwater in a hot tub. But I will try and pronounce this one. Lenore Osorio. I think I've had a question from you before. I seem to remember saying that name before. Question: my dreads just turned 2 years old today. I recently bought a dread socks. Is that okay to wear to bed? I use it to keep lint out and the frizz down. Thanks. Okay, so dread socks is like a tube thing. I mean, it's like a sock. People that don't know what it is, I guess you can Google dread sock, and it's basically like a hairband, and it's big and it will cover your dreads. And it's perfectly fine to wear while sleeping, perfectly safe if you want to keep... you get like lint from bed sheets and stuff. I get feathers. I have pet birds, and also you get like feathers from, if you have feathers in pillows and stuff. But if you can sleep with something on your head, that will, solve that. So you can wear a dread sock on your head. I personally wouldn't, but maybe not for reasons that you decide not to. I would probably find that too warm. When I'm sleeping with my dreads, I sleep with a fan pointing at my face the whole time, because, it's quite warm. But if you can deal with it being warm and having the sock on your head, it's probably fine, especially since your dreads are 2 years old. When your dreads are younger, like in the first year, it's more beneficial to have them down, or at least wear a looser hat thing. With young dreads, it's cool to have them moving around when you're sleeping, because it's kind of rolling them around, and then you can find that the dreads that you sleep on mature faster. But you've got 2-year-old dreads, so you can wear that as long as it doesn't annoy you and make you too warm. Grace Cruz. Question: when you have dreads from straight and the hair starts to grow out, how do you lock the hair that is growing out? So what you're talking about there is you twist and rip where you back comb your hair and it makes dreadlock, but then your hair is always growing, and what to do when this new hair grows out. Okay, there is the dreadlock maturing process, where you wait the first year and you leave them alone, and then they do their thing. What happens over that first year, as long as you've left them alone, is that the root will start to lock up naturally. So there's the whole natural neglect method, where you leave the dreadlocks alone the whole time, and the whole dread will form naturally. The twist and rip and backcomb methods differ from that, because you start the dread yourself, but you still leave the root to dread by itself as it grows out. So provided you do leave the dreadlock alone for long enough for the dreadlock to tighten up and mature, the new growth will lock by itself. I don't do anything to my hair. My dreads were originally started backcombed, yes, a very long time ago. There's none of that backcomb length left. So what that tells you is all of this has knotted by itself. So if I'd have never trimmed my dreads, somewhere down here there would be the original bit that was backcombed, and then everything else has grown out and locked by itself because I've left it alone to do that. And you can see that it is locked all the way to the root. I can't even fit a finger between where it's locked and the my head. That's why I tell people not to tweak the roots. There are some people who are constantly playing with the roots, trying to crochet the roots really tight, backcomb the roots tight, or thread the dread back through the root because they're upset that the root isn't tight enough. And what happens then is you slow that down, or you can sort of reset it. If you go and start backcombing the root again, then it's kind of setting the process of locking the root right back to the start again. For the root to lock by itself, it has to be left alone for that period of time. And over that period of time, it's going to get loose and it's going to get long and it's going to look like they're growing out. But you have to keep the faith and be patient and trust that once you've left them long enough, it will lock up by itself. Afterglowmuzik question: what about doing dreads over time? Example: add another dread every few months at a festival. Afterglowmuzik is asking a question about doing one dread at a time. So not doing your whole head, but doing one at a time. I guess I didn't really need to explain that one more in detail. You can do this. Obviously, there's no rule to do that. The downsides to doing it: you're going to end up with dreads in random places. That wouldn't really bother me so much, but it might bother some other people. If you're going to be one of those people that stresses out going, oh no, I have one extra dread on this side compared to this side, or this dread is bigger than this dread, oh no, they're not symmetrical. Well, first off, you're going to have pretty rough time when they start to go mental and loopy and stuff, but yeah, you will struggle to get them balanced, because at least when you section them all at once, you can sort of plan them out, but when you're doing one at a time, not so much. The main problem you're going to have, and the problem that many people have when they try and just do odd dreadlocks or not do the whole head of dreadlocks, is this is going to start sucking up your normal hair. So if you just have one dreadlock, you will find that rather easily all the hair around it will start to get knotty and start to stick to it and stuff. It's not helped by the fact that you won't be able to wash your hair in the same way that you might have normally washed your hair. So you don't want to get conditioner on your dreadlock, so you don't put conditioner over here and you don't brush over here, and then it all start to clump up and it will start to dread naturally. The young soft dreadlock is really going to start to collect up other hairs and encourage all the hairs around it to dreadlock, and you're going to end up with like a big natural dreadlock collection starting over wherever you've started that one dreadlock if you're not careful. Ells Bells question: would I get into trouble at school for having dreadlocks? Answer: I have no idea. It's going to depend where you go to school. Some schools are definitely not going to like it. It depends entirely on the policy of your school. Some are not going to have a strict policy or any policy on uniform or appearance and stuff, but some are. My school did not have a policy regarding hair, which was quite strange because we did have a uniform, not like a tie and stuff, but we did have to wear the school like sweatshirt and things. We weren't allowed to wear whatever we wanted, but they did let you do whatever you want with your hair. There was a girl with bright pink hair, and there were a few people with dreadlocks over the years. And then again, there are schools that will maybe send you home if you come in with dreadlocks. You should probably find out what your school's policy is on such things before you get it done. Those are my 5 questions for today. If you out there in internet land have a question that you would like me to answer in this format, in the Dreadlocks questions, Dreadlocks Q&A thing, you will leave it down in the comment section of this video, writing question at the start of the comment. If it doesn't have question at the start of the comment, I will reply to it with a text comment. So if you just want me to reply to you with the text comment, write whatever you want, but don't put question. As always, you can find more stuff on lazydreads.com, including the new updated Dreadlocks Q&A section, which you can find down the right hand side of that website, where it says Dreadlocks Q&A. You go on there, it has all the Q&As I've ever done, along with the questions, so you can see who asked what question and what video it is in. Follow me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/lazydreads. I answer questions and post things on there, so you can ask me stuff and chit chat and post your own pictures. You can follow me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/lazy_dreads, and that's all the tweeting and the hashtagging and things. And you can find the Lazy Dreads t-shirts and mugs and stickers and badges at zazzle.co.uk/LazyDreads. Thank you for watching. Farewell.